So today is first use day of the Aiper Scuba X1 for me. I got special access, I was granted special access to Loras College's San Jose swimming pool. And so as you can see behind me, I have plenty of pool to clean. And we get to test this bad boy out. Welcome back to techgooch, ladies and gentlemen, and today, like I said, we are testing and reviewing the Aiper Scuba X1. Now, this is not my full review. This is an early video. This is a first use video, but I am going to have some ideas of what I like and I guess what maybe I don't like. We'll see. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot to not like about this robot because it's got features that I've never had on a robot before personally. So this is going to go in the pool, and Loras College, as you see behind me, has graciously allowed me to use their San Jose pool to do this cleaning video. I really appreciate that. Loras College is in Dubuque, Iowa. They have a wonderful pool complex. This is the San Jose pool, and today it's closed, so they allowed me to clean it for them. Let's take a peek at the robot that we're about to do some cleaning with. Okay, so this is the Scuba X1 from Aiper. Now, I've already done an unboxing video and we set this up with my app, so it's already connected to my phone. Now, of course, once it's in the water, I'm not gonna be able to connect to it with my phone. If I had the hydrocom that Aiper offers, that would actually be able to communicate with my phone in the water. So that's kind of pretty cool. That might be something that I hopefully will be able to test in the future. But essentially, we have our power button. We do have a front camera sensor on the front here that's going to be making sure that it does its rounds best, and we're going to use the app to get this set up and make sure we're doing it properly. Now in this case, I do have both the main filter and the inner filter inside here. So if I open up the top here and pull out the basket, this is going to stay in place. This is actually going to clean the water of any fine particles. Now of course this is an indoor professional pool, so in all reality, it's going to be fairly clean, but I'm sure that we'll be picking up some things. So this basket's all set to go. That means the robot's pretty much set to go. Okay, so to get this ready to go into the pool, we're going to have to turn it on. And because I'm not at my home, which this is connected to my Wi-Fi, we're not going to be using the app to set it up. We're going to be doing a kind of a dumb setup. And that is essentially, there are some 4 LEDs here to choose what type of cleaning we want to do. So if I push and hold the power button, push and hold until she turns on, right? Yep, there she goes. Okay. Now you can see that there are, well, that right now we have what I believe is full pool cleaning, water line, walls, and floor. If I click it again, now it's just doing floor cleaning. If I click it again, now we're just doing wall cleaning, and then one more time, that's the water line mode. So we're gonna do full cleaning mode. Now I'm gonna actually get my Insta360 camera attached to this, and then we're gonna go into the water. So the robot is on, it's trying to go, but it won't do anything until it actually is in the water. So I have all my cameras going. I'm just gonna kind of throw it in. And let's see how she does. Sink to the bottom, my friend, sink to the bottom. Down she goes. So she just started to move. I just took my camera off the tripod, so. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of time here to orient itself, and I'll be back here shortly. Okay, so we're not that far from where we started and made a turn, and now it's actually heading up the wall right now. Let's see how it does on this kind of zero entrance stuff. And it does crawl back down as well. So right now it looks like it's just kind of going up each area of the wall. And we'll kind of keep an eye on what it actually does here. So that is exactly what it's doing. It started right here at this dot essentially, which makes it really easy for me to track. And it's been going, for the last little bit, it's just been going up and down this wall. Now it actually turned 90 degrees, so maybe now it's changing what it's doing. Nope, it's just reorienting itself. And so it's been just cleaning this wall right now to start. And it's probably mapping out the pool to see exactly what the shape is and everything. So we'll see what it does. We'll give it time. I'll be back after a little while. So now we are getting to an interesting spot here where we actually have some steps that are leading out of the pool here. Now these are inset steps, so they're not sticking too far out from the wall, but they are sticking out from the wall a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see what the robot does here. So it's trying to go over them, but it's just not going to be able to because it just sticks out too much. So you can see how much they stick out actually. I mean, you can see out in the, basically the whole... oh, never mind. Yeah, now it's sitting too far up where the tracks aren't even touching, so it's not going to be able to go anywhere. And there it gives up. My assumption would be that it just continues on its normal thing. It's just not going to get up to the water line at those steps. And there she goes back up. So it didn't quite make it up the corner just because obviously it's not up the flat surface, so it didn't feel any suction, so it kept giving up and going back down. And now it's actually moved on to the opposite wall. So now we're making the corner. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to pull the robot out of the pool, and we're going to set it for bottom only mode. So that way, rather than me just doing the whole wall of this very large pool, let's start doing the bottom. So in all reality, I could wait for it to come up and I could grab it. Now, of course, this section of the pool is very slippery because it's wet. So I am going to use the hook that it came with along with the pole that I already own and hook this robot. Let's see if I can get it. And now I have it. Now I'm going to reset it to floor only mode, and then I'm going to go ahead and throw it back in. So now I'm on floor only, and I'm just going to leave it on and put it back in. So I can see a little bit of air in it. So there she goes on the bottom. Off to the races we go. Let's let it do its thing. So it came out, kind of hit the wall, turned around, went over back over where it started, hit that wall. Right now it's orienting again. I think it's just trying to figure out the shape of the pool maybe and its orientation, but just gonna let it keep going and we're gonna find out what it does. All right, so far, when I started over here, kind of went out and then was going back and forth in this 45-degree corner. And so when it hits the wall, it kind of comes up and then backs back down. But that's what it's been doing so far. So we're really clean, I think, in this section back here. Now it's gonna see what's gonna come next. So I did see some people coming into at least the locker room area, so I don't know how much time I actually do have. I may only have another half hour or so. So I did stop it prematurely. cleaned this area of the pool pretty good before it was about to probably move on to the next. But I wanted to see how much stuff we actually pulling out, because obviously this pool is very clean. The water is very clean. It's a constantly circulated pool, so this is going to be cleaner than your average home pool. Oh yeah, you can actually see it. You can see some gunk in there. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, that's gross. That's flipping gross. Tons of nasty looking stuff. You can see all that brown in that pre-filter, and then if we go to the main filter, we have some of the larger solids that is going in between those. Oh, there's a Band-Aid in there. This thing is pulling out a lot of stuff, which is not, I mean, that's exactly what it should do. It should be pulling out all that stuff. So obviously I'm gonna have to clean that, but that said, we're gonna try the water line. I wanna see what the water line mode looks like before we lose access to the pool. Okay, so I'm gonna power this guy back up. And then on the right hand side here, I have the app. Now, this has given me the no Wi-Fi signal, which is what I kind of based it on before. And I could use these buttons again, so going to waterline mode. However, as you can see, and actually, you see a change in the app as well. So we're gonna go waterline mode, and I'm connected via Bluetooth, so I've already paired it with my phone when I did the Wi-Fi setup. Yeah, it doesn't have Wi-Fi, and it even says in the app here, but we're gonna go to waterline mode and give that a go. So it's set. Now all I gotta do is throw it in the water. Okay, I took my ash cam off because I don't really need it right now for any more shots, so we're just gonna toss her in and let her go. Looks like it's now seeing where the wall is, so now it's gonna be going up it. So now it's just creeping all the way around the pool, but it looks like it goes for a little while and then it resets itself, and then it goes for a little while and then it resets itself. I am definitely interested to see what it does in the corner, if it just starts in the one wall. Oh no, it's making a turn. Got around the ladder essentially. It did the same thing that it did the first time it went up the ladder. It went up, got over the first rung, but then couldn't do any further than that first rung. Not a big deal. I mean, that's expected. I don't think any robotic cleaner is going to go over those. They are deeper than I thought they were. But let's see what it does in this corner, because I don't know if it's going to go around the corner. Yep, that's what I thought was going to happen. It's going to have to reorient itself to start on the opposite wall. So in a rounded corner pool like this, you may have to clean the corners, it looks like. And I think it just comes down to how steep or how crazy the radius is, because it is a larger pool robot, so it is a larger robotic cleaner. So, but that is one of its shortcomings, I would say, is around that pool corner there. It's just not able to do anything. Even if it could just slightly get things around the corner, it would be better than not being able to do it. But that's it. And now we're right across the radius, and we're gonna let it do its thing to continue, I guess. It's pretty awesome. I gotta say, I do like the waterline cleaning. Now in this pool, the other spot that it's gonna hit is gonna be where the lane dividers connect to the wall. So yeah, when it went down around that lane divider and then it came up on the opposite side the next time it went up, And now it's just scrub along and we'll see what happens on the next lane divider. Okay, that's just crazy that that is the distance that it goes is kind of just between lane dividers. Okay, I decided I'd do another change up. I'm gonna actually go back to floor mode just so it stays down below. You know what? No, actually, I'm gonna do full clean mode. I wanna toss it in the deep end. As it sinks like a brick. Now it's gonna hit one of those water jets down there. It's gonna bounce it to the right a little bit when it hit it. It's gonna be hard to see just because of the glare. Let's get over there real quick. So right now it's at the deepest. Down here it's 12 feet deep. It's kind of goes downhill. Now it's going up one of the inclines. You can say that it is really dirty down there because it actually is kicking up like a cloud around it. So I would say that's the dirtiest section of the pool, which obviously also makes sense. I'm gonna let it clean for a little bit and I'll be right back. Okay, so actually I'm back in the main section of the pool, and more than anything else, it was just because I forgot what size pole I brought, and I actually had it set to clean, I believe, the floor only, and so I was able to at least fish it out of the pool. But now I'm gonna let it, I just threw it back in the pool, so it's still got quite a bit of air in it. I'm gonna let it clean the main part of the pool a little bit more, and then we'll call this, this trial a success. I think I figured out why we're having the issues we're having. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna pull it out of the pool, and I'm gonna show you why. Because that deep end was really dirty, and I still have the microfilter in here. It's not getting enough suction. There's no doubt that the basket is gross. And I should have checked it before I threw it back in. And yeah, that basket is clogged. Oh, ew, the grime. Oh, that's so saturated with nastiness. Okay, well this obviously has solids in it, but it doesn't have any leaf litter or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to just normal mode. Now it's nice and dirty. And I'm gonna throw it back in the pool. This now makes a lot more sense on why it wasn't getting enough force to keep itself on the bottom of the pool very well, because it couldn't force enough water through that gross filter. Off to the races. Now I do have it set for full clean, floor, walls, everything, so no matter where it goes, should be fine now. But now that makes so much sense. So let me just point this out. So because this wasn't allowing a whole lot of water through it, so from the inside out, right? It can't get the force needed to keep itself on the actual floor of the pool. And of course, I'm not thinking of it because I don't have a pool robot that has this kind of felt really micro cleaner, but this is disgusting. It is gross. It is completely clogged. And so now that makes a lot of sense. And where'd the robot go? Did it go down to the deep end? I think it might be down in the deep end. Let's go see what it's doing. Sure enough, it found itself back down here where the dirty stuff is. So let's let it do its thing down here for a little bit. Well, I checked my watch and it seems like I'm about out of time, so I pulled her out. This was only in the deep end for maybe just a few minutes. We don't have the microfilter in here anymore, but look at that. It is already completely full of sand and gook. Jeez. Crazy. Well, I could definitely have fun longer, but it's been over just about 2 hours now that I've been doing this, and it's time for me to head out. But that said, I'm impressed so far with what the robot can do. I would really love to see how well it would communicate with the hydrocom capability, but of course I don't have one of those, so I can't show that in this specific video. This is more about getting a test while it's still cold outside. We're still in the, I think, 40s today, so it's not like anybody has their outdoor pool going yet. But yeah, thank you, Loris, for allowing me to check out your pool, but also, I guess, clean it a little bit. Maybe I'll get to come back eventually and do a little more cleaning. But first use of this specific robot went really, really well. The big thing is monitor the filters. Of course, that's with any of the robots. You got to make sure that you have a decently clean filter, otherwise the water flow just won't keep the robot cleaning very well, because it can't keep it stuck to the bottom of the pool. It doesn't have the water jet pressure. But that micro mesh filter in the bucket, in the basket, is awesome. It really took a lot of stuff out of the water. So yeah. Thanks for watching to the end of this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course I will be back with a full video, a full review video after I've actually used it multiple times. In this case, actually probably in multiple different pools. So I'll have a thought process of what size pool or what type of pool might work best. In this case, with this huge pool, it worked quite well. Thanks for watching to the end. Catch back here on techgooch for another future video review. And of course, not a full review on this case, but we'll get started. Thanks for watching.